Yes. So good evening, all of you. Let us start with the next derivation. तो लास्ट डेरिवेशन के अंदर हमने ये देखा था कि कैपेसिटिव सर्किट के अंदर जो है वो जीरो पावर कंज्यूम होता है, बराबर। और इससे भी आगे जाके हमने ये देखा था कि इन केस ऑफ द इंडक्टिव सर्किट ऑल्सो द पावर कंजम्पशन इज गोइंग टू बी जीरो, नो डाउट। एंड नाउ एंड इवन उससे उससे पहले, तो सबसे पहले वाले डेरिवेशन के अंदर हमने ये देखा था कि पावर कंजम्पशन इन केस ऑफ द रेजिस्टिव सर्किट is actually going to be uh, ERMS into IRMS. याद है सभी को? ERMS into IRMS मतलब the product of RMS value of EMF and the RMS value of the current. This is going to be the formula for power consumption in case of the resistance. But now we have to find out the expression for the power consumed in case of an LCR circuit. Okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे अभी we have to consider the next part in this chapter, that is about the power consumption in LCR circuit. Okay, तो देखो ठीक से LCR circuit which consists of the series combination of an inductor, then a capacitor and a resistor connected across a AC source like this. And we already proved that in this case, the current can be taken as a reference just because all these three are in series. So in this case, series case में क्या होता है? Current remains the same for all the components, and that's why current can be considered to be reference, and we can take it as I is equal to I naught sine omega t, which is used for comparison. Okay, but E matlab EMF across this whole combination can be found out to be equal to E naught sine omega t plus phi, where phi is nothing but the phase difference between EMF and current. याद होगा सभी को, ये हमने ऑलरेडी डिराइव किया था, और इसका फेजर डायग्राम भी हमने ड्रॉ किया था, फेजर डायग्राम जिसके अंदर करंट जो है इट कैन बी रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय vector on x axis I naught we can say, and the EMF across the inductor can be represented by EL, and it will be the vector along the y axis, and EC is the EMF across the capacitor, and ER is going to be the EMF across resistor. All these three are directed in these three different directions as shown in this diagram. ER remains to be in the same phase as that of the current. Then EL leads the current by pi by 2 radian, and EC lags the current by pi by 2 radian. And because of that, the result of these all these three is EL, ER, and EC lies along the diagonal formed by the rectangle. तो ये rectangle जो हमको मिलता है, इन दोनों का जो रिजल्ट मिलता है पहले उसका और इस ER का जो रिजल्टेंट मिलता है तो वो E नॉट कहलाता है, और E नॉट और I नॉट इन दोनों के बीच में जो एंगल बनता है वो फाई बनता है, और वही एंगल यहाँ पे फाई लिया हुआ है। ठीक है, तो दिस इज द एक्सप्रेशन फॉर E नॉट और E वी कैन से EMF across the circuit. But again, once again, the power is going to be the same. Power का जो definition है तो वो तो सेम ही रहने वाला है, that is a work done upon time, but work done over a cycle we have to refer it at to be, and time is chosen as a time period. एक साइकिल का जो टाइम पीरियड होता है वो हमको यहाँ पे चूज करना है, दैट इज द वर्क डन। तो अभी अगर सपोज हमको एवरेज पावर यहाँ पे निकालना है तो उसके लिए अगेन बाय अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेफिनेशन वी कैन जस्ट हैव द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ this ei dt, where E is the EMF, I is the current, and dt is the time interval for which that current flows, and we have to integrate this whole equation from 0 to capital T so that we can just get the total energy consumed in over a cycle. ठीक है, पूरे एक साइकिल के अंदर एनर्जी कंज्यूम जो होता है वो इस फॉर्मूला से हमको मिलेगा, और दैट इज डिवाइडेड बाय कैपिटल T, दैट इज द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ अ साइकिल, and then we can just be able to get this as average power is equal to 1 upon T into integration from 0 to capital T of this ei dt, where E can be replaced here by E naught sine omega t plus alpha और phi into the I naught. I का वैल्यू क्या है देखो यहाँ पे I is going to be equal to I naught sin omega t simply into dt, correct है? So that we can get this average power to be simply equal to E naught into I naught can be taken out because it's constant. So E naught I naught बाहर और upon t as it is, and bracket में क्या आएगा या इंटीग्रेशन के अंदर क्या आएगा from 0 to t, here it will be sin omega t into sin omega t plus phi, and the product का हमको इंटीग्रेशन करना होगा with respect to dt. Okay, now we can just expand this sin omega t plus alpha according to the formula for sin a plus b. Okay, तो sin a plus b के फॉर्मूला से अगर इसको एक्सपांड करेंगे तो देखो हमको नेक्स्ट स्टेप में क्या मिलेगा, तो हमको मिलेगा एवरेज पावर विच इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू ई नॉट आई नॉट अपॉन टी इंटू integration of from 0 to capital T of the bracket which contains the sum of the two terms, of which the first one is going to be sin omega t only, no doubt. So here it will be sin omega t. Okay, but the second factor can be split up into parts. तो ये second factor जो sin omega t plus phi है उसको हम sin a plus b के फॉर्मूला से एक्सपांड करेंगे, जिससे हमको ये मिल जाएगा sin a cos b प्लस cos a sin b. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आएगा sin omega t cos phi प्लस cos omega t into sin phi, एंड इस प्रोडक्ट का हमको इंटीग्रेशन करना होगा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू dt. ओके, तो लेट अस जस्ट कंप्रेस दिस स्लाइटली, इसको हम थोड़ा नजदीक लिखेंगे यहाँ पे. तो इट विल बी sin omega t which is kept constant outside the bracket, and this bracket will contain sin omega t into cos phi plus cos omega t into sin phi, and this product multiplied by dt as it is. And now we will be able to split these two terms. तो अभी यहाँ पे अगर ये ब्रैकेट ओपन करेंगे तो ये sin ओमेगा टी इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई होगा और इसके साथ भी मल्टीप्लाई होगा, करेक्ट है? जिससे नेक्स्ट स्टेप में देखो हमको क्या मिलेगा. So we can just get the next step, which is average power to be equal to E naught I naught upon t kept as it is, and here integration from 0 to capital T of, in bracket we can have this multiplied with this first term which becomes sin square omega t into cos phi, correct है? Plus the next term will be sin omega t into cos omega t into sin phi, correct है? So this is sin omega t into cos omega t into sin phi, and this whole thing is to be multiplied with dt as usual. Okay, and then we can just be able to solve this further, and we can just separate this integration sign for both of the terms inside, so that we can get this as average power is equal to E naught I naught upon t kept as it is, and in the bracket this integration will be separated for both of the terms inside, and the first term will just be written as integration of sin square omega t into cos phi dt from 0 to t, and the second term can also be written to be simply equal to integration from 0 to capital T of, this is sin omega t into cos omega t into sin phi, correct है? And this is multiplied with dt, correct? Okay, and then this bracket will closed. Yes, now consider these integrations individually. ये दोनों integrations हम कैसे निकाल सकेंगे उसमें से, लेकिन जो है ना क्या constant जो है वो बाहर निकाल के लो पहले. ये देखो यहाँ पे cos phi is constant, taken out, and sin phi is also constant, take it out. So what we are left with is simply average power, which is going to be equal to E naught I naught upon t into bracket as it is, and here cos phi is taken out from the integral side. So here it is cos phi into bracket में क्या आएगा, integration of sin square omega t dt only, okay, plus from 0 to t obviously, no doubt, and here it will be sin phi, that is constant, so it can be taken out. तो sin phi बाहर, और इंटीग्रेशन के अंदर क्या बचेगा, from 0 to t of the product of sin omega t into cos omega t into dt, correct hai? And then this bracket will be closed, no doubt. Okay, now just see here, we already seen in the last lectures that the integration of sin square omega t dt from 0 to t happens to be t by 2, and the integration of this product of sin omega t into cos omega t becomes 0. And if we replace those values here, then we can get this average power to be simply equal to E naught I naught upon t into bracket. तो अभी ब्रैकेट में देखो क्या आएगा, this cos phi kept as it is, and what is the integration of this whole thing is going to be t by 2, okay, plus here it is going to be sin phi, which is constant out, and this whole integration just gets reduced into 0, and then we can just be able to solve this further and get this average power to be simply equal to E naught I naught upon capital T into, तो ब्रैकेट में अभी क्या आएगा यहाँ पे देखो, तो ये तो पूरा जीरो हो जाएगा, एंड एडिंग जीरो इन दिस टर्म विल नॉट मेक एनी डिफरेंस इन दिस टर्म विल रिमेन एज इट इज एज अ फाइनल, एंड hence we can get just t by 2 into cos phi finally inside the bracket. अभी ये ब्रैकेट जो है वो वैसे भी मल्टीप्लाइड ही है, उसके अंदर कोई टर्म्स तो है नहीं या प्लस साइन तो है नहीं, तो इसलिए इस ब्रैकेट को हम डायरेक्ट इसको मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं, और ये नेक्स्ट स्टेप में हमको मिलेगा E नॉट इंटू आई नॉट अपॉन कैपिटल T into, here it is t by 2 into cos phi, so that if we just cancel this t from both sides, both numerator and denominator here, then we can be able to get to the next step. In the next step here, E naught I naught upon 2 into cos phi, and as usual, just we have done it in the last time, we can just split up this 2 as root 2 into root 2, so that the average power can be written to be simply equal to E naught by root 2. okay, ये रूट 2 को अगर हम रूट 2 इंटू रूट 2 लिख देंगे तो एक रूट 2 ई नॉट को दे देंगे, और दूसरा जो रूट 2 है वो आई नॉट को डिवाइड कर देंगे, एंड cos phi will remain as it is, and then it will become this E naught by root 2 can be written as E RMS, and then here I naught by root 2 here will become I RMS, and this cos phi will kept as it is, and hence we can just get this cos phi, and that is going to be actually the final formula for the power consumed in case of an LCR circuit. Okay, chalo theek hai, so just write down all these things, or just take the screenshot of this fast so that we can continue the next. Yes, I hope all of you have written all these things. If you want, you can just revise this once again. First of all, we have considered the LCR circuit, in which current is taken as I is equal to I naught sin omega t, and EMF is taken as E naught sin omega t plus phi. Okay, because this EMF will make an phase difference phi with the current, and as usual, power will be equal to work done upon time. So average power becomes equal to the total work done in a cycle upon time period, which is written as integration of ei dt from 0 to t upon capital T, and then 1 upon t into integration of this E and I when substituted from these 2 points here,
then we can just get this, and out of that E naught I naught is constant, can be taken out, and hence we can just get this as sin omega t into sin omega t plus phi, where sin omega t plus phi can be expanded according to the sin a plus b formula. So here we have used this sin a plus b formula. So sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. When we open this bracket, we get this sin square omega t in the first term, and this sin omega t into cos omega t in the second term. And if we just take the constants out, then we can just get this cos phi into integration of sin square omega t dt, which is going to become t by 2. Already we all know this. And already this sin phi is a constant, again can be taken out, and integration of sin omega t into cos omega t is left in the integration sign, which happens to be 0. Already we have proved it. And if we just use this here, then this whole thing becomes 0. The second term gets vanished. Only first term will be left as it is, and which is going to be t by 2 into cos phi in the bracket. And if we just multiply it here, then t gets cancelled, and we are left with E naught in I naught upon 2 into cos phi, where 2 can be just split up as root 2 into root 2, so that we can just get this is E naught upon root 2 into I naught upon root 2 into cos phi. But as we know that this E naught upon root 2 is going to be ERMS, and I naught upon root 2 is going to be IRMS. So we can just get that ERMS into IRMS into this cos phi as it is here. This cos phi is actually called as the power factor. Remember, so just like we have seen in case of the resistive circuit, the total power consumed in that case happens to be ERMS into IRMS, if you remember. But in case of LCR circuit, the power consumed happens to be ERMS into IRMS into cos phi. So the power consumed in LCR circuit can be obtained by multiplying the power consumed in resistive circuit just by cos phi. करेक्ट है? देखो रेजिस्टिव सर्किट के अंदर पावर कंज्यूम कितना होता है, वो होता है ERMS into IRMS simply, okay, but this is in resistive circuit, okay, but in case of the LCR circuit we can say, or we can write it as resistive circuit, okay, resistive circuit, and here it will be LCR circuit. तो LCR सर्किट के अंदर पावर कंज्यूम्ड कितना होता है, ERMS into IRMS into cos phi, okay. So this LCR सर्किट के अंदर जो पावर कंज्यूम होता है उसको हम एक्चुअली बोलते हैं द ट्रू पावर कंज्यूम्ड, okay, ट्रू पावर. But here this power consumed in resistive circuit is actually called as the apparent power, or we can call it as a imaginary power or virtual power, which is supposed to be consumed but is consumed only in case of resistive circuit, okay. So here in this case we can just say that the virtual power is ERMS into IRMS, whereas the true power is ERMS into IRMS into cos phi. That means we can just get that the true power, okay, जो पावर एक्चुअली कंज्यूम होता है तो वो वर्चुअल पावर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय cos phi हुआ करता है, करेक्ट है. सो ये हमको यहाँ पे याद रखना है, ट्रू पावर इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू वर्चुअल पावर इनटू cos phi. दिस cos phi is called as the power factor. Remember, it's called power factor, and this power factor can be found out by cos phi, no doubt. But if we just consider the triangle जो अभी हमने ड्रॉ किया था, जो इम्पीडेंस ट्रायंगल या I नॉट यहाँ पे होगा ER, इस तरफ होगा EL, इस तरफ फिर EC, और इन दोनों का डिफरेंस जो कि EL माइनस EC, और इसका रिजल्टेंट जो कि अगर अलोंग डायगोनल होने वाला है, डायगोनल जिसको हम E नॉट बोलते हैं, नो डाउट, और इसके बीच में जो एंगल है वो रहता है phi. So how can we find out this power factor? See here, power factor can be found out in three ways. One is the direct formula cos phi, no doubt. If you know the phi, we can just take cos and cos of that phi and get the power factor easily, no doubt. But instead of this power factor, means instead of this value cos phi, तो ये formula use करने के लिए हमको phi पता होना जरूरी है. But if this phi is not known, but still we can find out the power factor just by using this impedance triangle here. So if we consider the triangle, then the adjacent side of this phi happens to be ER, correct hai, and hypotenuse becomes E naught. So we can just get another formula for power factor, that is ER upon E naught. Check. ER upon E naught, adjacent upon hypotenuse, is again another formula for that power factor. And even at the same time, finally we can just get this power using this impedance triangle, where x axis के along हम resistance को दिखाते हैं. XL is shown here along this y axis, XC is shown along the negative y axis, and the difference of these two is along this positive y axis, XL minus XC, and the resultant of these two is nothing but Z, which is called as the impedance. And this impedance make the same angle phi with the resistance here. So यहाँ पे फिर से देखो, adjacent side क्या हो गया, resistance हो गया R, और hypotenuse कौन है, Z. So once again we can find out cos phi by using this adjacent upon hypotenuse, where adjacent can be written to be R and this hypotenuse can be written to be Z, and hence we can just get this as R upon Z as the final value for the power factor. Okay, the power factor can be found out in these three ways, either cos phi, or it may be ER upon E naught, that is the EMF across resistance upon the total EMF across the combination, and it can also be found out by using just resistance divided by the whole opposition, which is called as impedance, resistance upon impedance. ये भी तीसरा formula है power factor का. And what is the significance of that power factor? We can just remember here that virtual power multiplied by power factor actually gives the true power. और we can say ये virtual power जो है उसको हम apparent power भी बोल सकते हैं, याद रखो, apparent power. So apparent power multiplied by power factor becomes actual power, or we can say true power consumed in the circuit actually. Okay, so this case, in this way we can just get the formula for power factor. And actually power factor is just the ratio of true power consumed in the circuit upon apparent power that may be consumed in the circuit. Okay, maximum power that can be consumed in the circuit. Okay, apparent power is the maximum power that can be consumed in the circuit. And remember that here cos phi, according to the value of cos phi, this true power will maybe either 0, it may be either equal to the virtual power itself, or it may be equal to positive, or it may be negative also. No, sorry, not negative, it will be positive always. हाँ, it may be negative also, क्योंकि यहाँ पे phi जो है, तो वो phi कौन लीड कर रहा है और कौन लैग करता है, उसके हिसाब से भी यहाँ पे हमको ये मिलेगा. तो इसलिए फिर यहाँ पे वर्चुअल पावर को जिस फैक्टर से हम मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं, जिससे हमको ट्रू पावर मिलता है, उसको ही पावर फैक्टर कहा जाता है. याद रखो ठीक से. दिस इज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ पावर फैक्टर. नाउ वी कैन जस्ट कंसिडर द नेक्स्ट कंसेप्ट इन दिस चैप्टर, दैट इज अबाउट the LC oscillations. Okay, see here LC oscillations. Yes, if suppose there is a inductor and there is a capacitor which are connected in parallel to each other like this. Okay, इस तरह से हमने इनको कनेक्ट करके रखा है. Inductor and capacitor are just connected in parallel with each other. Okay, and suppose that this capacitor is charged, fully charged in the initial state. Suppose ये positive से charge हो गया. Sorry. ओके, ये पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव चार्ज है. ठीक है, अभी जैसे ही हम इसको ये सपोज यहाँ पे एक स्विच है मान लो, और इस कैपेसिटर को चार्ज करके हमने छोड़ दिया है. ठीक है, और ये स्विच ऑफ है पहले. ठीक है, अभी सपोज जैसे हम ये स्विच ऑन करते हैं तो क्या होगा? एज सुन एज दिस स्विच इज मेड ऑन, व्हाट विल हैपन इज दिस कैपेसिटर विल एक्ट एज अ बैटरी, एंड इट विल जस्ट सेंड अ करंट इन दिस डायरेक्शन व्हिच विल पास थ्रू दिस इंडक्टर. ये कॉइल में से वो पास होगा और एक फ्लक्स बनाएगा इसके अंदर. और जैसे इसके अंदर फ्लक्स बनता है तो this flux will initially oppose the current. Initially this flux will try to oppose the current which is changing here, but afterwards, after some time, some constant current will get set up in this inductor. As soon as this constant current gets set up in the inductor, now it will try to maintain that current. ठीक है ना? लेकिन तब तक क्या होगा कि कैपेसिटर जो है, this capacitor will just lose all its charge, क्योंकि ये चार्ज यहाँ पे बैटरी के जैसा काम कर रहा है, और तब तक वो बैटरी के जैसा काम करता रहेगा जब तक उसके प्लेट्स के अंदर चार्ज है. लेकिन जैसे ये कैपेसिटर डिस्चार्ज होने लगता है, तो डिस्चार्ज होने के कारण वो करंट सेंड करेगा. दैट करंट विल बी अपोज्ड इनिशियली, बट आफ्टर इट सेट्स अप, what will happen is this capacitor will lose its capacity to flow, make the current flow for long time. So this capacitor now is no longer be able to send the current through this inductor. But so far as that point, the inductor has been fully magnetized. ये जो इंडक्टर है वो fully magnetized हो गया है, और उसके आसपास एक strong magnetic field बन चुका है, and एक constant current जो है वो उसमें से पास होने के लिए चालू हो गया है. ठीक है. और अगर ये कैपेसिटर ने करंट बंद कर दिया तो इसमें से जाने वाला जो फ्लक्स है वो चेंज होगा. दैट विल जस्ट गेट वैनिश्ड, एंड ये फ्लक्स वैनिश होने न देने के लिए, क्योंकि इंडक्टर का प्रॉपर्टी क्या है, टू मेंटेन द कांस्टेंट फ्लक्स थ्रू इट, व्हाटएवर इट मे बी जीरो और मे बी व्हाटएवर मे बी, जितना भी उसके अंदर फ्लक्स है तो वो फ्लक्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए ट्राई करता है. इट डजंट अलाउ द फ्लक्स टू चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू द फैराडेज लॉ. व्हेनेवर द फ्लक्स इज चेंज्ड, the induced EMF will produced, and it will act in such a way that it will oppose that change. And that's why in order to oppose that magnetic flux from getting vanished, this coil will continue the current for still some more time. So this coil will continue the current now. That means we can just say that induced EMF will be produced in this coil, which will be having the polarity in this way, which will cause a current to flow for some time. And this current now here in this turn will charge the capacitor in the opposite side. तो यहाँ पे ये चार्ज बिल्डअप हो जाएगा इस तरह से. तो इसमें हम देख सकते हैं कि इसने जो करंट कंटिन्यू किया, तो उस करंट की वजह से ये कैपेसिटर यहाँ पे पॉजिटिवली और इस तरफ निगेटिवली चार्ज हो गया. ठीक है. बट कब तक चलेगा ऐसा? ये इंडक्टर करंट कब तक सेंड करेगा? जब तक उसके अंदर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का एनर्जी स्टोर्ड है तब तक वो करेगा. But as soon as its magnetic flux just gets vanished, it will no longer be able to send the current through this capacitor, and then this capacitor will just get fully charged, but now in this case in the opposite direction. तो opposite direction में वो चार्ज हो गया ये कैपेसिटर. अभी जैसे ये मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स खत्म हो जाता है और इंडक्टर का कैपेसिटी करंट सेंड करने का खत्म हो जाता है, तो now this capacitor will be active in this case, and this capacitor now will just try to send the current in the backward direction, because it is acting as a battery now. तो अभी यहाँ पे जो कैपेसिटर है वो एक बैटरी के जैसा काम करेगा और इस डायरेक्शन में करंट सेंड करेगा, जो कि फिर से इस इंडक्टर के द्वारा पहले तो अपोज किया जाएगा. स्टार्टिंग में वो अपोज करेगा उसको, नो डाउट. लेकिन जैसे ही उसके अंदर से एक कांस्टेंट करंट सेटअप हो जाता है, तो उसके बाद जैसे जब ये कैपेसिटर ये भले डिस्चार्ज भी हो जाए, ये कैपेसिटर पूरा डिस्चार्ज भी हो गया, तभी भी ये इंडक्टर क्या करेगा, उसी करंट को और कुछ समय तक मेंटेन करने के लिए ट्राई करेगा, क्योंकि इंडक्टर का प्रॉपर्टी क्या है, उसमें से जो भी करंट फ्लो होने वाला है उसको वो चेंज नहीं होने देता. तो इस कैपेसिटर ने जब जैसे ही उसके अंदर एक कांस्टेंट करंट पैदा कर दिया, तो वो उस करंट को मेंटेन करने के लिए और कुछ समय तक वो उसका जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के अंदर जो बना हुआ एनर्जी है वो खर्चा करेगा, वो यूज करेगा, और उसको यूज करके इस सर्किट में से करंट और कुछ समय तक चालू रखेगा, और उस प्रोसेस के अंदर ये कैपेसिटर जो है वो फिर से चार्ज हो जाएगा, एंड चार्ज विल गेट कनेक्टेड एट दिस पॉइंट और दिस प्लेट as positively, and here in this plate it will be negatively. That means the capacitor has been fully charged in this way, and this so far this inductor will just lose its all magnetic field and magnetic flux, and will no longer be able to send the current through the capacitor now. But in that case the capacitor will again become active and will send the current through the inductor in the reverse direction, and making this inductor to सेट अप द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इन दिस. तो इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है कि ये कंटिन्यूसली चलता ही रहेगा. जो जैसे ही कैपेसिटर चार्ज हो जाता है तो इट विल एक्ट एज अ बैटरी, एंड इट विल सेंड द करंट थ्रू इंडक्टर, and as soon as the inductor के अंदर as soon as the constant current just starts flowing through the inductor, it will just continue that current for some more time, and it will charge this capacitor in opposite direction. And when this capacitor will be charged, it will just act as a battery, and it will send the current in the inductor in the opposite direction and discharge through it. But as soon as the capacitor gets discharged, the inductor or coil will become active, and it will maintain that current in the same direction. And in order to do that, it will just charge this capacitor in the opposite direction every time, and this cycle continues on its own forever. And this cycle is called as oscillations, because current is just flowing in the clockwise and anti-clockwise alternately here in this way, and that's why we can just call it as a oscillatory circuit. So this is all about the oscillations, LC oscillations. And now if we at any instant, if we just consider the EMF across inductor as well as the EMF across this capacitor, then the sum of both of these EMFs must be equal to 0, because there is no other source of EMF here. And that's why we can get the equation that is EMF across inductor, that is EL we can say, plus EMF across capacitor, that is EC we can say, is actually going to be 0, which gives us EL. अभी EL का मतलब क्या है? What is the EMF across this inductor? It's given by L into di by dt, as we already know, right? Plus capacitor के across EMF कितना होता है? तो वो होता है Q by C. Q by C ये ऑलरेडी हमने इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स के अंदर ही देखा है. So that is going to be equal to 0. Now if we just have this L shifted in the denominator, if we just divide this whole thing by L, then we can just be able to get that di by dt plus यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 1 upon LC into Q, that is equal to 0. But already we know that I, that is the current, is going to be dq by dt, correct है? dq by dt, that is the rate of flow of charge. If we just put this value of current here, then we can be able to write this as d by dt of dq by dt, and that is plus q by LC, or we can just say it will be 1 upon LC into Q, that is going to be equal to 0, correct hai? So that we can write it as d square Q by dt square plus 1 upon LC into Q, that is equal to 0. This is actually called as the differential equation of the oscillations. In the same way as we have already seen in the SHM or oscillations, that t square x by dt square plus omega square into x is equal to 0. This equation is the differential equation of an mechanical SHM, but this is actually the differential equation of this electrical SHM or LC oscillations. And if we just compare these values, x is playing the same role as that of this q. Even यहाँ पे भी देखो तो यहाँ पे भी q है, and this omega square is playing the same role as that of this 1 upon LC. So we can just compare and say that omega square is going to be 1 upon LC, so that omega actually becomes equal to 1 upon root LC, and hence omega can be written to be equal to 2 pi f, where f is the frequency. So we can just get this 2 pi f is equal to 1 upon root LC, and then we can just be able to get this frequency to be simply equal to 1 upon 2 pi root LC, which is called as the frequency of the LC oscillations. So the frequency of these oscillations depends on inductance and capacitance of this inductor and capacitor respectively. Okay, so this is the again another derivation for the frequency of LC oscillations, okay, in which the inductor and capacitor are connected in parallel to each other. Okay, remember this derivation correctly, and just take the screenshot of this first.
Okay, so that's all about the LC oscillations and the frequency of LC oscillations. Okay, listen carefully.